Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, if anyone who is
So
from
we are
the
in
globe.
our way alive.
Yep, we are live. Good morning, afternoon, and evening to all you lovely people who are watching this and watching this on the replay also. Uh, I I am your host, Jay. Most of you guys know me as Herc213. And I have a lovely guest with me too, the lovely Gertrude also. She's back again too. He's on his live stream. And today we're going to talk about have a self-care and shadow work too. Just having a one-on-one conversation, but also chatting with you guys too. Just talking about self-care and shadow work too. So that interests all you guys too who are popping in, saying hello, or even if they want to like a inspirational message for today too. That's totally fine. Feel free to say hello. So,
Oh, there. Hi. Oh,
hey,
Jen.
hello there. Good to
Hello.
see you. What's up? What's up? Good to see you. What's good? What's good? And hello to Jane the Seeker. Good to see you. I haven't seen. I keep missing your shows too, Jane. I wake up at 7 and I will go back to sleep. So that's guilty of me. So, but I'm to check out your shows too again. So when I do, I always leave a like. So big shout out to you, Jane, and to Mama Bear also. And it's good to see all you guys too who are just popping in and who are just showing support, not just for myself but also for the lovely Gertrude also. And Gertrude, if you want to share anything to anyone who is watching, or for those who are new to you and everything else, you got the floor. So
Oh, there is Avana, Trisa,
Ivana, there you are. I hope
Siva.
you recovered from Ron's stream last week. And big shout out to my big bro Ron. But I know his live streams could go longer than the Avengers Endgame movies that are 3 hours long. But it's worth it to just support Ron. So big shout out to him. But hopefully you're resting up and recharging your energy also, Ivana. So
Yeah. So we could ask, so what would any of you like to know about me for a start?
yeah, if you guys have any questions for Gertrude, feel free to post them also. If you want to get to know more
Yeah.
about her, also, feel free. Hello, Teresa and Kiva. Good to
So
see you both.
self-care. I think
Mm-hmm.
the one thing I do with self-care is meditation.
Mm-hmm. That's a good
Yeah.
way of
Well,
self
I
care.
think that is, well, people will, when they discover my age, they will ask me, how I do it. I usually tell them 11 years at the monastery, those those 11 years, I didn't age at all. I entered when I was 17. When I left, people thought I was 16. I became younger instead. And
Oh, okay, okay. Nice. Hey, Maria. Good to
meditation.
see you. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was
Yeah.
saying to you.
Oh, meditation, exercise, walking. I do mostly walking. I used to do dance exercise. So I did an interesting course on Udemy. If when Udemy very often have
Yeah.
videos 80% off. But I came across this Sufina Gaza, and she said the shaman always ask 4 questions, but I pay attention to the first two. When did you stop singing?
That's deep.
Mm.
When did you
And,
stop singing? Oh
and
man.
this, yeah, the second question, when did you stop dancing? And
Mm.
it's interesting. Do you know when I stopped? When I put my dog down over
Oh.
10 years ago.
Oh
Because
shoot.
I used to want a dog I can dance with. The dog was, she always have some, joint problems. So she couldn't really dance. And Collie Shepherd mix, she couldn't really dance. The dog I have at present, she can dance if I train her.
Oh.
But she would dance just walking around with me. And so I hum in Chinese. I couldn't sing. I just hum Chinese tune and dance with her daily. When I put her down, I stop. I didn't even think about it. You know,
Yeah.
like when I start again with these two dogs, I never really think about it. You know,
Yeah. That's wow. And it's just, like when it comes to dance also, and that's a good way with just practicing self-care. And I want to ask you, Gertrude, what kind of dance that you love to do, with your dogs or just by yourself too, or with a group of friends on a regular basis?
Ah,
If
you know,
you
I
want to share.
used to do just any dance. Gabriel Roth has a video that was over 10 years ago where she just turned off the music and she danced whichever way she wants, just going crazy. But for a long period of time, I got interested in belly dancing.
Oh, shoot. Okay. My friends are into belly dancing. That's dope. That's dope.
I was the one thing I could do very well is shimmy. I have no problem with shimmy.
Yeah, right.
Um, but the steps, I have a hard time. Or the one thing I couldn't do is rolling the belly. This I just couldn't do that.
Yeah,
That I tried, but it's impossible. So I use video, which I think doesn't work very well for learning any dances, but that is
right.
the only way I could do it. And it's actually a good exercise because you move the whole of the body.
Yeah, definitely. And just like when it comes to dance, that's the most beautiful thing about it too. It's just like how you express yourself when it comes to listening to music or just really expressing yourself is very powerful. And it's just like with me because I love to dance also. I know people are in the chat room say with twerking and all that. It's just cool. I mean, when I want to be silly too, but when I'm listening to music, sometimes too, I like to, move my body also. I like to I'm very spontaneous, so my movements could be kind of weird and all that. And I just like to really go with the flow, basically. If I want to learn dancing too, I love to learn salsa and tap dancing too. And
Oh
that,
yeah,
that
tap
sounds really cool.
salsa. Yes, I learned that one again. From the videos.
Yeah.
And Hawaiian, I tried to learn it, didn't really get into it, or line dancing. But tap dancing, I actually bought a pair of shoes, but I never tried it. I
Oh, I
always,
never tried them on.
no, I always think it's fascinating. I could do tap dancing, I believe, quite easily because my feet can go very fast.
Oh wow, that's dope. Okay. Yeah, so that's cool. I mean, I know I'm sorry about you when it comes to putting down your pet. I know that's could be painful too, but like how often did you like dance to like before you had to put your pet down? Did you do it like every week, every month, or it
Daily.
daily?
So at the beginning, I do it in the house. We live in Port Aransas by the Gulf of Mexico for 9 years. And after a while, I just kind of overcome my inhibition, and I would just dance with her along the beach, walking the dog and playing with her on
Okay,
the broom and
okay.
dancing. And one day, the police car pulled up, and I was wondering
Oh,
what it was all about.
oh no, the cops.
Yeah, he was
Oh
actually,
shoot.
he just stopped to say hi, and he really enjoyed the
Oh,
action.
you got an audience. That is cool. That is cool,
Yeah.
Gertrude. That's awesome.
So I usually
Nice.
have a toy or something, and then so the dog pull it, I have the other end, and then I kind of dance and sing, and then I swing her around this way or that way. So that was how we dance.
That's cool. That's
Yes.
cool.
And then when I had to put her down, I think it's simply that I didn't have, it's when you're alone. Suddenly, I think by myself, when I put her down, I was afraid I would lose the child in me. I
Yeah.
didn't. But with a dog, you could really let the child out to play. Like
Yeah,
now, I play a lot with the two dogs. Sometimes I think I'm too much even for the dogs.
I feel you. And it's just like, when it comes to losing a pet too or a loved one in general, that could really just, like it stop us too from, expressing ourselves. Because I understand where you're coming from when it comes to you have to losing a loved one to like you lose your pet, losing your parent. And it's just like, with me when it comes to dance, when I was little, I was the biggest Michael Jackson fan ever. I had the Moonwalker video. My mom had it too for when it first came out because, her friends were kind of knew the man personally. And it's kind of like, I was just so curious why she had all this Michael Jackson memorabilia from the Thriller kind of disc to the cassette tapes to the VHS video too. And it's just really cool also. So it's kind of like, when you growing up too, how kids could just, kind of
Yeah.
tease you just ways like you shouldn't do this way, that way. That kind of really dampened my creativity because I used to be very expressive too. And now I'm still am
Ah,
getting back into that. But
yes.
like when I was a kid, I was just like got the hat. I was doing it too. I was doing the Motown 25th edition Billie Jean kind of solo. And it's just, I love doing it. And also too, like when I was a kid, like when your sister, like your older sibling, like your
Yes.
big sister, trying to protect you, but at the same time, she's trying to like stop you from being yourself. I was like, damn, like it gets to you in a certain ways too, and it's just like, like you start feeling insecure, and you're just like, oh, should I be doing this? Should I not? And it's kind of like, and this comes in with shadow work too. It's just like you could just really, take the time to just really healing those parts about yourself too. So it's kind of like, you can just like, heal that from your past and then get back into things that you love to do, like with dance or anything else. So
Well, I guess, in a way, when we do the shadow work, we free ourselves.
yeah, we do.
When
We
we
do.
free ourselves, the parts of us that lays hidden, is able to come out from the shadow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
very much.
Yeah.
Because, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt
Oh,
you.
no, no. No, I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, I was gonna say like, when we, do the shadow work too, and that's, shadow work is not like the easiest thing you could do because it really takes a lot of dedication to and courage also to just, go deep into those parts about yourself too that you experience, if you, dealt with any jealousy, if you dealt any kind of like anger or anxiousness, wherever that may be, it could be different for many people also. But when we take the time for ourselves to continue to work on ourselves too, and just really bring that compassion there too towards our, ourselves also in ways that could really help us, be liberated, more free. I mean, it's just you can't put in the words to how liberated it feels to when it comes to just working on yourself, and then you have the courage to just be yourself no matter what. Any whatever people say negative things about you, it doesn't affect you anymore. It doesn't bother you. It just rolls off the back of your head basically. So if
Yeah,
that makes sense.
because we can say no big deal. I know it. If someone were to tell us something, we say, oh yeah,
Exactly, exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's like it rolls off the back of your head. It's like,
Yeah,
you should I shouldn't twerk. Oh, I'm gonna do it anyway. So it's like you get like this kind of like it makes you want to do it more too once you continue to work on yourself. It's like, it like it is what it is. It's just like
yeah,
like people don't like the way you dance. It's like so beat it. I'm not gonna to throw salt in your day too. So it's kind of like so beat it. Like I want to continue to express yourself in a way that feels creative for you.
yeah.
Yeah.
And shadow work is self-knowledge. It really helps because if someone were to tell us something that we know comes from jealousy, or you know and we could just say, oh, just as you say, let it go right by us because we know it doesn't come from a source of truth.
Rolls off
Yeah,
the flinch. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it, Ivana. Yeah, just brush it off your shoulders, so it's like, hey, that's a good way to, view it. That's powerful, Ivana. Thank you for
I,
sharing it too.
I don't know if this is Chinese or not. My mother always say that, like water running off the back of ducks, and that is,
Ooh,
I like that description also.
that's beautiful. Wow,
Yeah.
that's powerful. So it's kind of like, say that again too, because that's really profound. Because I never.
Water running off the back of ducks. I
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my mother used to, when we were small, she used to always have uh, brought up ducks, and I think that's where. So when she said that, it made sense to me because that's how, when it rains or something, it just flow right off their backs.
That's dope. That's
Yeah.
powerful.
Hi, Kelly. Hi.
Kelly, what's up? And Flowing and Sabrina and all you guys too who are new and here. Thank you for Selena, actually. Sorry, I didn't get your name wrong. Selena Ryan, good to see you. Ivana. Oh, there's Ron. What's up, bro? Good to see you. Hopefully you're rested from last sleep, bro. So good to see you also. What's good? What's good? And let me see. Let's see. Hello to
Yeah.
Kelly. Good to see you. What's up? What's up? Thank you guys for being here also, and just really showing support too. So thank you guys for being here, and same goes to you, Flowing. So always good to see new
Yeah.
people and locals also, familiar faces. Thank you for being here, showing support for myself and for the lovely Gertrude also. So thank you for being here. So yeah, because I know like Ivana, I mean Gertrude, I got the names all confused now. But
No problem.
I was said Ivana because I was thinking about last week, but yeah,
Well, yeah, you just post something by Avana, so she's still in your head.
oh yeah, so I feel you because I know, like you mentioned to Gertrude, we were just talking in backstage about shadow work and self care too, and it's just like I just want to ask you this, and to anyone too who's watching this too, watching a replay, and it's just like what are your favorite ways to practice self care that can help you to just love yourself more too, and it could be like any form too. It could be from dance, could be from writing, could be from anything too. Just even with cooking, because with me, I like to when I like in a funky mood, if I need to just express myself, I listen to my I have my headphones on, even if it's like little buds. I just listen to music hours on end. Sometimes I'm spinning around, sometimes I'm hosing, wherever that may be too. So if you guys want to share it too, including you, Gertrude, you're more than welcome to do so.
Well, for me, it's always meditation.
Mm,
Um, I think because excuse me,
yeah,
um, I have been alone most of my life. So when I have trouble or something, now, even when well, especially those days when we don't have internet,
yeah,
and like I remember that one time when I was taking care of my late husband, and it
yeah,
was a Sunday. I just barely need to talk to someone, and then there was nobody. So I call out hospice, and they say sorry, you know, no one is here right now.
yeah,
And so I went to meditation, and that was the first time I felt the healing energy of God. Because at the time I had no thoughts about anything. It was just God, God, Jesus, Mary, Holy Spirit.
yeah.
And so I was in meditation. And then after a while, I was getting out and I heard the voice say, not yet. So I stayed longer and I still can feel it today. This energy going through me, like bathing me for a while. And then the voice said, okay. So I got up. I felt completely healed, at peace. So after that, whenever I have any, even now, I usually just go to meditation. Or when I think from all this channeling work and everything, my head get very, very tired. Instead of taking a nap, I just go into deep meditation and I go, like earlier this morning, I went into meditation and I just go into a deep, deep state. And when I wake up, it's like I got out from a deep sleep.
Mm, and that's beautiful too, just what you share, because like with meditation and how you practice meditation, and I always share this too in my videos in past live streams, is just like how we can really just practice being present with ourselves, even when connecting with God also, whatever spiritual path that you're on, no matter what, if you're believing Jesus, Zeus, whichever too, it's just like our own spiritual journey is our own spiritual journey, and it's beautiful too. And it's just like I'm glad that like your own meditation practice really works for you too, Gertrude. And because like I'm just like when it comes to and with meditation, I want to highlight what Kelly said too with mirror work. I usually practice this also too on a regular basis, even just when it comes to, building my self-esteem up too. Sometimes if I feel kind of down in the blue, in like feeling down and out, or if I'm feeling kind of defeated, and it's just like when it comes to like mirror work. And thank you for sharing that, Kelly. Big shout out to you and to your fur babies. Also, say hi to Quincy for me too. So, you with your fur babies, and just getting back to my story too. When
Yeah.
it comes to that with mirror work, it's just like I always just practice meditation where I'm just sitting with myself too, and just really embracing the moments too. It's like you can't explain it, but you feel like this sense of like relief too when you're just like, just connecting with your heart and your mind and your body all at the same time. So it's kind of like, you're connecting with God, connecting with your universe, your spirit team, and wherever that may be. And just like, if I need to just say, move around, like meditation can be more than just doing it sitting down, which is not a bad thing too.
Yes.
And it's just like with dance, for example, like, that could be a form of meditation, reading a book, playing your favorite video games, you name it too. You can pretty much, when you're practicing being present with yourself too, it mostly anything you could do that can help you to feel better about yourself could be a form of meditation and self-care also. So I'll
Yeah.
just leave it at that.
The music.
Oh, can't forget about music, oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Music, I mean, our own, like, even I learned this too from my mindfulness class and sound baths also. It's just like our brains are really just, when it listens to music, it's like medicine for it too, and especially for our bodies also, but especially for our minds also, because the mind too really loves music. And when we listen to a certain note or a certain beat instrumental, it's like, oh my gosh, you feel like you want to just like, you need, let me guys ask you this: like, do you listen to like a certain instrument that where you just like when you listen to it with your earphones or with a group of people, you just want to just get up and just like, oh, I want to just hunt, like, you just want to just dance and just shake your body too, like that too. So like when I listen to like certain like music too, like if it's house music, if it's like hip hop, if it's pop, it's just like, oh yeah, I also want to take action too. But then like when you listen to something more soft and more kind of like gentle too. You just want to just cut up with your loved one and just with your fur babies and just want to relax. So I don't know if you ever guys experienced that, but with me, that's that's I'll just be real. That's me on a daily basis.
Ah, flowing say cello, cello relaxes.
Oh,
Uh,
that's beautiful, flowing cello.
oh
That's
yeah.
cool. That is so dope.
The
Cello.
first time I heard it, oh, I found it so beautiful. It is very relaxing. The music, the cello music.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Because I kind of heard cello before too, and it's a beautiful instrument for sure. But
Yes,
thank you for sharing that, flowing. That's dope. That's
and
awesome.
what I like is bluegrass, especially some of the singers, like the really really old guys, or and they
Yeah.
talk about God, about heaven, about death. I
Yeah.
find that really interesting.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
I like Buddhist songs.
Mm.
Very relaxing.
Yeah, relaxing sounds too, like where you can just meditate.
Well, it's just I think because is most of it sounds like music I'm familiar with from childhood. So it brings me back to a nice place.
Mm.
We what we experience as a child, is comforting and it is feels familiar. So that's why I like Buddhism music. It's very prayerful. This morning, when was that? Yeah, the Mane Pame Hum. I like that one. Om Mane Pame Hum.
Mm. Yes, I heard that. I heard that chant before, and that's very powerful. It's very, communal too, and it just really uplifts the soul too, if that makes any
Yeah.
sense too. So yeah, I'm still learning when it comes to like like any yoga practice. There's some chants too that you can do just to help you uplift your spirit also, and I'm still learn about. I know about Om too, but the chants also, that's something I gotta explore also. And it's just like cool, and that you mentioned that, Jane, too, like with the cello as an instrument that expresses human
Yes.
emotion. That could be same for any instrument too, Jane. Like, like because I'm a city boy through and through because I'm from Orange County, and it's just like if I hear a electric guitar or drums, I lose it. So even with like cello too, or like no, I'm serious. Like I'll just be honest too, because when I first moved out, like in Corona, where you see nature and mountains, I was like, whoa, what is this? But it's kind of like when you meet people over the years that are just who are different from you, then you kind of embrace it on your own, but you still honor your roots about yourself. It's like, oh, okay, you can still listen to rock and hip hop and pop, but also you can listen to some chants also from different instruments from different artists, and it's just beautiful too. So yeah, definitely. Thank you for sharing that, Jane. Definitely for sure.
You know,
Cello with the cello.
I'm always interested in childhood. So how where were where did you spend your childhood mostly?
Oh, that's a good question. Oh my gosh. Because when I was a kid, Orange County, California, it's kind of like it's kind of like a mini version of LA too. So it's kind of like most of my childhood, I usually go to school like Monday through Fridays, and then Saturdays I usually go to the movies if I go to Disneyland. I was a very like like a very vibrant person, but sometimes too, like when it comes to being so sensitive too, like sometimes I have my limits. So I have a high tolerance when it comes to handling certain things, but when I'm done. So it's like, I don't want to, be in this kind of energy fields. It's like, oh, I want to just cuddle in and just relax. But when I do too, like when I was a kid, I usually spend a lot of time with like my outside too, because I before the like the internet too, and with everything else with social media. I never grew up with social media. I
Yes.
had like VHS and movies and all that, and video games like Game Boy Advance and all that. But most of the time I was outside. I was riding my bike. I was hanging out with my friends, talking to other people too. And I was just very active kid too. So I was just running
Oh,
around, sweaty, dirty. There was my mom some straight crazy sometimes too. It's like, boy, come in the house, stay in or stay out. So it's kind of like, like it's all about love, but I always drove my parents crazy, particularly my mom, because when she has her days off, like I usually I had like a bucket of toys too. Like I was really spoiled. Like, I had like from Transformers to Hercules, Cole the Conqueror, Power Rangers, Superman, Batman, you name it, Spider
yeah.
Man. And I usually share my toys with my friends because, sometimes, like they don't have the other stuff that I don't have, and I like to share. But, and I do too, and wrestling for sure. I was really into wrestling.
Oh,
So
really?
when I was practicing that, I was just always all the time like out, outside, and at night I come back and I just watch TV. So I know that was a lot to share, but that's just me as a kid.
Oh, that sounds interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I could ask you the question I asked you earlier on. What's a young guy like you doing,
Mhm.
getting into this? So
Oh, I mean,
my question was, how
yeah,
a
yeah,
young
you did
guy
ask, yeah.
like you get into all this?
Yeah, yeah. And it's just like, like I got into this with, my friends that I met over the years too, that just kind of changed my life too in a very powerful way. So it's kind of like I mentioned C's too, Gertrude with my friend Paula, and she's watching this. Shout out to her also. It's just like I met her in 2013 and went to her yoga class. She shared the spiritual practice and the physical practice of yoga, and I was just hooked. So it's kind of like, I didn't blow up her phone basically, but like people that I met from her too, I was just really curious, and it's just over the years I learned so much from her and from the people who know her too, and it's just like that got me into meditation, it got me into tarot and oracle cards and essential oils and all kind of stuff too. So it's very beautiful and very powerful.
Yeah,
And
well,
what's up, Lise? Good to see you. What's up? What's up? And to all you guys who are popping in also. If I didn't say hi to you guys, what's good? What's good?
hi, she was in.
Yes. So, yes, indeed. So thank you. And that's a good question, Gertrude, also, because, like when it comes to like learning about, topics like this, self-care, shadow work, I don't think there's no age limit too, because I'm like over the years too, when it comes to practicing self-care and shadow work, I know some people who are younger than me who practice this, and I salute them. Even people who are my senior also, like, people who I connect with online or in person. I just, sometimes I'm a good listener, so, and I don't like, honestly, I don't like to talk a lot about myself because I like to let people talk and express themselves too, but in a ways I can't help it. It's like, you once you talk and you can't stop talking, and then it's kind of like, like over the years too, like I'm just a good listener and I like to learn things from different perspectives from people too, even if I don't like agree with them too. So it's kind of like, okay, I get you, I don't agree, but I get you. So it's kind of like, that's just me basically.
Yes. So how
Yeah.
did you get into, what got you into YouTube?
Actually, good question. I might share this too in my anniversary thing too in November 6th, because I got into YouTube because of my job, and so. But I'll just share a little brief story of it too. So I was working in 2007 at Pachanga. It's like a hotel kind of slash like casino, and I was just like, because when you're working too, when you don't have time off too, I always like plan to just how can I, relax and to just learn some stuff too, because I was working and going to school at the time also, and I was like, I'll just discover YouTube around 2007. It was November 6th of 2007 too, and so I just decided to make my own Google account and put in the name Herc213 because that name kind of stood out to me because I two things I was listening to at the time. The first part with Herc was Hercules, the legendary journeys. That was my favorite show when I was a kid. And then
Ah,
like there's
yeah.
this, album that I used to listen to all the time when I was in high school called 213. It was a rap group by Snoop Dogg and Nate Dogg and Warren G. So I put those two names together and that's how I got to Herc 213. And I kind of stick with it over the years. All I did on YouTube was watch videos. Went from spirituality to gaming to all the silly stuff. I was watching it, mostly all of it, not all of it, but some things too that are very positive and upbeat, funny, entertaining. And so, yeah, that's what got me into YouTube. And also, what I actually started just when it comes to doing the live streams too was with my collaboration too with the open mic night I did with Ron. I know he's still in here too. With oh my gosh, Lisa Smith. You probably know her too as Spirit Intuitive Tarot.
Yeah.
My big sis, Sarah Lee, and who else was there too besides myself? There was oh gosh, I can't remember her name. I know who she is, but it was another person too that was there. But I think Ron could remember who it was. So oh yes, Sheila. It was Sheila. So we all of us too, Sheila, myself, Ron, Sharon Lee, and Lisa Smith, and my friend Debbie Freebird Spirit, and Karen
Yeah.
Stage Healers. She now goes by Starseed. I know the Starseed Healing 111, but like they both of them, Debbie and Karen did an open mic night too. Just when it comes to that, and it was just that got me into just doing more live streams with people too. So yeah,
Ah,
yes,
yeah.
it was Sheila. I remember, Ron. I said the name and you said the name after. So thank you. That yes, it was Sheila. So I was like, I know it's an S. So I was like, get it right. But anyways, yes, big shout out to Sheila and to Debbie and Karen and Ron and Sharon Lee and Lisa too if they're watching this also. So good stuff. And all you guys in the chat room too. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys too. And if you guys do want a card too for today too, I got two of my decks also. So I got my healing affirmation yogi cards too with this one. And I got my Marvel Oracle deck too for those who love comic books and Oracle cards put
Ah,
together. So if any of you guys want a message today too, at any time, if you want to, uplifting message, or if you guys want to still talk about music or shadow work or self care too, have at
yeah.
it. It's all good.
Oh, yeah, I like to say what, the breath. So
Yeah.
I came across this Tekson duo, Tekson duo. He is
Okay.
based in Singapore. So,
And what's that about? Well, I was
oh,
curious.
that was the video I sent you where he says that rats breathe 85 times per minute, and so their lifespan is only 2.5 to 3.5 years. Dogs breathe 24 times per minute, and their lifespan is around 13 years. Human breathe um, 12 to 16 times per minute, and our lifespan is around 79. So he said, if
Mhm.
you cut it down to 6 times per minute, your
Mhm.
lifespan will be longer. Yeah,
That's interesting. I have to look into that also, because like when it comes to like our breathing, how we can just breathe too with breath work. I don't know if you practice this also, Gertrude, with have you heard of Wim Hof, right? With Wim Hof breath. Yeah, so it's kind of like, when it comes to, Wim Hof breathing too, and it kind of helps you to energize the body also. And with Wim Hof too, and he's really popular for the ice baths that he does too. And he's basically they call him the Iceman basically too. It's kind of like he just really, oh my gosh, my friend Miles is gonna kill me for this because I was trying to remember what it is, but it's kind of like he's really well known for just doing these kind of like ice bath workshops too. And there's a lot of people who are certified practitioners who help share that message. Also, like a friend of mine named Miles, I did a workshop with him too, just not too long ago. With that video of the ice bath that I did, if you guys saw it on my YouTube channel, that was it. So it's kind of like that kind of like the Wim Hof breathing too that can really help you to just energize the body, especially if you're kind of like you need to just say like how can I put it, like to just get into this kind of like state too where you can just be more energized and relaxed too. So it's kind of like if you need to just feel like anxious, if you need to cheer yourself up. You could do this Wim Hof breathing too. And the more I learn about this too, the more I'll share it. But all I can say too is just it's very beneficial and it can really help you to not only just calm some anxiousness now too. So, but also so many other things too. So,
how is it done?
okay. Well, um it's just like how it's done too. It's very fast. It's kind of like fast paced. I'm gonna kind of explain it to you because I'm not certified in it, but all I can say too is just like it's kind of like you're breathing in with your chest, and then it's like so it's kind of like like when you're just like if you're angry and if you need to just like just to get the blood flowing, it's like
Yeah,
kind of like that too. So it's like
uh,
that's a little demonstration, but
yeah.
I'm still learning about it too because it's very energizing and very powerful at the same time. So it this all I can say is just it really helps you to just really energize the body also in so many ways.
So Brian Scott, if you do a search on YouTube, Brian Scott
Right.
breathe
So I heard of the
breath
name.
work or breathing. Oh, he has one meditation where he has different types of breathing, and the last two is very challenging. One is you breathe in and you hold your breath for 30 seconds, and then
Mm,
you will have to breathe in and hold it for another 15 minutes. But the last one is fire breath, he calls it. You just breathe in and out very fast, very fast.
yeah.
But at the end of all that breath work, he said, you will get in touch with your true selves. And what it does is, by that time, your head is pretty well empty of everything. And then you can really float into whatever, I think, universe or whatever areas you want to float into.
Yeah. And I heard of the name before that you mentioned that too.
Brian Scott.
Brian
Oh,
Scott.
yes, he has
Yeah.
so many videos and a lot of different, he goes into law of one core and different books that he read. And he delivers each with such passion. He has a voice that delivers it very well. So I watched his videos a lot.
Mm. And Lisa, I think this is Brian Scott's channel, right? So
Yeah,
if it is, thank you for posting that too. If anyone
yeah,
is curious
right.
about Brian Scott, and big shout out to him also. And like with fire breathing and Wim Hof too, with
Yeah,
the breathing too, it's kind of similar in a ways because it's you're breathing very fast too, but it's kind of like with Wim Hof breathing too. Now I remember it. It's just like you hold the breath for like a certain amount of time too. Like if you're like new to like doing a Wim Hof kind of workshop, they make you do the Wim Hof breathing and then you kind of like hold the breath for 30 seconds or for a minute too,
yes,
so too. And then you kind of exhale the breath out too, and then you hold that also. And so like it's not like a competition per se who could hold it longer. It's just like for you to really just to energize the body also when it comes to your cells, your blood, and everything else. And it's just really powerful too. Just like how you can really inhaling the breath in for a certain amount of counts and then exhaling the breath out too, just when it comes to that also. And then resuming your back to your own breathing, and then you kind of feel this kind of sensation too of lightness and energizing feeling also. But thank you for posting that link to
right.
Brian Scott's channel, Lise. Big shout out to you also.
So Saturday I attended something by um I Kevin Lewis had this Kyla Gardner. Anyway, so I attended this 2.5 hours thing on breath work. And actually, it's very simple. What she did is she, I thought she would teach us how to breathe, but she just said breathe through the mouth and out, and then she put music on, different music, and she will instruct us how to breathe. But for me, it's just very simple. You just lie down and then turn on music that you like, and then you start breathing in through the mouth, in and out through the mouth. After a while, the body itself knows how to breathe. It's
Mm,
amazing when you take the time to practice it, like say an hour. After a while, the breath automatically slows down.
mm, mm.
Yeah, and
And that's beautiful. I didn't mean to cut you off. And
no,
that's, I want to ask you this too, just because, when it comes to the body, it knows how to just breathe on its own too. And I'm still, I was just amazed too how our own bodies can really just, heal itself and support itself too when it comes to, with the certain breath practices that we practice on a daily basis too. And I want to ask you, Gertrude, and everyone else too, for those who are curious about that also, just like when it comes to when it comes to not only breath work but with self-care too, just like how does it feel too when it's just like when it comes to you allow your body to just fully just like to heal itself also, is it like, do you feel like a sense of just liberation, freedom, lightness, or anything else too that you guys want to explain um, in the chat? So it's kind of like I just love about what you talked about, Gertrude, because our bodies are very intelligent.
yes,
Just really learning about that too, and like over the years too that I learned from certain doctors and scientists and yoga practitioners and healers too, who just talk about how our own bodies are actually can heal in so many ways when you allow it to do it too, not just with sound but also with food and everything else. It's like a whole thing. It's like a whole thing too, like a lifestyle basically. So and I'm still learning about this too because I'm knowledgeable about certain things, but I say like I'm no expert too. So like I always love to learn new things on a regular basis, and everything else. But anyways, oh
yeah.
yeah. What you?
So,
Oh, go
so
ahead.
the
I'm
last
sorry.
thing I learned, which is very easy to practice, and I'm sure most of us have practiced it from this same Texan tour, is he said the breath, and what you do is you expand the breath, the energy healing. So you
Mm-hmm.
expand the energy and then you compress it, expand and compress.
Okay,
And
so
then,
expand and compress, right?
yes, he said, and you keep doing this. So
Mm.
he said they were doing this in a whole group. And is healing. I I know this is an I have used this to kind of practice the energy, but I never think of it in terms of healing. So
Mm,
that really struck me, and it's very easy to do it. You
yeah.
know, the more you do it, the more you can actually feel the energy. And I think Brian Scott also has something on this.
Mm. And just like, when you mention that too, and just like, that practice too, and it's kind of like very, like you said, Reiki, right? Because it's like a
Yes,
Reiki practice you could do
yes,
just like by yourself, but also in a way that you do it with a group too. That sounds very liberating too, because it's kind of like when it comes to like a sense of community, and we can just practice something
yeah.
that can help us to uplift our energy and spirits. That's the coolest thing ever too. So that's cool that it's Brian Scott, right? Who does this too in the group, or
One, no, he just talks about the
oh,
same
okay,
energy, the energy ball.
gotcha. Okay, that's cool. I mean, I might consider that too, because when it comes to practicing Reiki, I mean, I'm not. I'm sorry. I like to. I'm not saying I like to rag, but I just when it comes to practicing self care and help people uplift their energies too. I like to do something with people that can just do something very similar. So doing
Yeah,
that kind of energy movement too when it comes to moving and touch and all that. So that
yeah.
sounds really cool. That
Energy, energy healing.
yeah. Oh, for
So
sure.
when I watched that, I started, before like more than 20 years ago, maybe. I started to get interested in healing hands or healing with hands. So I will buy all the books and I would try to practice it, but I could never feel anything until I did the Reiki.
Hmm.
Yeah, I finished, I become a Reiki master. And after that, I started going to a Reiki group in town and we, do it on each other. And then one day I suddenly felt it, the heat in my hand. And then when I did this, I could feel the energy.
Mm, that's beautiful.
And there is a Reiki master, Francine or something.
Hmm.
He said, actually, you don't have to have go for any of the formal training. We all have it, the healing energy, he said. You just call on the energy,
Oh,
the,
that's right.
the
Yes,
universe
because your
energy
energy conduit.
and move through the body,
Yeah,
and you will feel. Yeah,
that's true.
he's a Reiki practitioner, and in one of his talks, he said that.
Yeah, and that's true too for when it
Yeah,
comes to Reiki, because I know a friend of mine too, and you guys know her, Sonia Main Lee practices Reiki also. And what I've learned from her, and even from my own training I'm doing too, is just like just allowing yourself be an energy conduit, and just really allow things to flow naturally too. So like you mentioned too, that's really true, and it's just like that's powerful too. How you can you can just practice that too when it comes to like energy healing too, just
yeah,
being a conduit, just letting things just flow naturally. You don't have to just overthink it, just really just going with the flow, basically, just really just being fully present too, if that makes sense. So definitely. And what is Lisa saying? I mean, Lisa can
sometimes on psychic. Oh,
oh, interesting.
put that up.
That
Psychic Reiki.
Psychic Reiki. That's interesting. Thank you for posting that, Lisa. And someday, Lisa, you've got to have to do one-on-one again too. So if you ever want to just do that also, and the same goes to anyone too who's in the chat. Who wants to do one-on-ones with me too, talk about certain things like Reiki, Psychic Reiki, anything too,
Yeah,
anything spiritual, creative too, anything else too. And same for you, Gertrude. If you ever want to come back again, also that's totally fine.
yeah. Like this time, I asked to come back.
Oh yeah, you're always welcome on my
I,
channel. It's all
yeah,
good.
you told me I felt the urge, so I told you I'm ready to come back.
All right, and I was like, hey, let's do it. So
Yes.
no problem.
And just now you mentioned sound healing. So what the Rahasha told me one time is when I am sitting with the actively dying to use sounds. But I found that really interesting. I never I don't really go into sound. So if you share on that, I'm I'm interested to know more about that sound healing.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I was talking to you about that too backstage with sound healing, and it's just like certain hertz have
Mm.
frequencies that can help you with your body, certain parts of your body, from your heart to your back also, and so many other things too. And it's just like how we were talking about earlier when it comes to music,
Yeah,
it has a really healing effect too, and it's just like with anything, with music or with anything, like everything is energy basically too, even with music. So how we can really just practice that can help us feel more better about ourselves, can be so powerful too. And the more I learn too, I'll definitely make some content about it too, like sound, like videos or just sound, you know, everything else too. So like my mind today too is all over the place because it's sometimes like I know what to say, but it's kind of like, oh shoot, what I was gonna say, but it's kind of like, when it comes to sound healing, making more sound bath videos and live streams too, and more interactive kind of stuff we can all do also, where we can just feel better about ourselves. We could laugh and
yeah.
learn all at the same time. So yeah,
Uh, do you use your what do you call it singing bowl for sound and
mhm.
things like that? Sound
Oh
bath,
yeah,
sound bath would be using that, right? The singing bowl or
yeah.
so. What
Um,
other instruments do you use for sound healing?
That really depends, because I know with the crystal symbols, some of them have really different frequencies too. Like with the one I have is a F plus, so it really connects with the heart and with certain parts of the body too. So it's kind of like if I just spin it counterclockwise or clockwise, it's a very healing effect too. So it's kind of like like how you just play with your crystal ball, just really going at the right pace at the right time. If you go fast too, it's kind of like it gets really loud. But sometimes if you go like the right pace at the right time, going clockwise or counterclockwise, it's a really good. When you listen to the sound, it really feels really wonderful when you're meditating. And
Yeah,
just like sometimes too, and I'm still learning about this. It's just like different frequencies have different purposes, and with a certain like the F plus singing bowls or A, B, C, they have different frequencies for different parts of the body. So that's from what I've learned too, not from my singing bowls, but also from experiencing sound baths with people who practice it like over like 10 years too. So it's it can be pretty powerful, and it really depends too what you're using it for too. So if you need to like say like want to like heal, like feel really kind of like release some stuff tension from the heart, you could use like a crystallized singing bowl and just really just spin it around clockwise or counterclockwise for like at least like a minute or so, then just listening to the sound also when you're done spinning it around, it could just really uplift you in so many ways. So
yeah. I have I have three that I never explore. So when you go clockwise or anti-clockwise, it's a different sound.
yeah, I mean, from what I experienced too, like most people say you should go like either like like kind of like the wax on, wax off kind of feeling too.
Yeah,
Like it's kind of like that with the singing bowls. But from what this is just me saying this, so I'm just sharing my own um, experience. But when I use my crystal singing bowl and I go counterclockwise or clockwise, it kind of really sounds the same, to be honest with me, because it's kind of like one kind of sounds a little bit louder than the other, but when you just sitting down and just listening to it when you're meditating, it
yeah,
just really makes you feel uplifted too. So it's kind of like it could be like different strokes for different folks, but like when it comes like from my own experience from sharing with you guys, it it kind of sounds the same, but in a ways it's how you like play it too. So it's kind of like when you're playing a guitar and you're just playing the string, and it's like it sounds kind of weird, but then once you start practicing it, and it's like, oh, okay, there's one string, it sounds good, and the other one sounds different, and then other than that too. So Hopefully that
Yeah,
was helpful. So yeah, it really depends.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then she walks in beauty says, I was surprised how ringing bells clears energy.
yeah. Exactly,
I
Lise.
have,
Yeah.
I never use it. I really, I have this Tibetan bell, it's just two rings.
Yeah.
I never use those.
Mm.
So I'm not very creative with things like that, but now I'm learning. I'll start using. Until now, as I think I shared with you one time, I go
Oh
to
yeah, yeah. Cool. Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
And it's just like, I love to hear it again too. And it's just like when it comes to like practicing those certain kind of instruments, also when it comes to the ringing bells, the crystal singing bowls too, it takes
yeah,
practice too. So it's kind of like, it's like, oh, am I going too fast or am I going too slow? It's kind of like just really exploring that too. And then once you hear that the sound sounds really good to you, then just really embrace it too. That's pretty much what I can share too with you guys. So it's kind of like, because I have a Tibetan singing bowl also, and and it's little too. And that was like the first singing bowl I ever bought from Amazon. It was a sweet deal. But then like, it was a good like sound, but it kind of felt a little low. So like when I got my crystallized singing bowl from my awesome subscriber on YouTube also, and I appreciate her too for mentioning it, also giving this gift for me, because I was gonna buy it on Black Friday. I think it was last year, and like, oh, I'm getting a crystallized singing bowl. What the hell? But it's kind of like, when I got it too, and I thank the person who got it for me from my wish list, and then it's kind of like, I started to play around with it a little bit, and then it's kind of like, oh, that's how it sounds. Because at first I was going a little fast. I was like, oh, that sounds a little loud as hell. So, but then like when you start to just embrace it and just going with the flow, just taking your time, it's like, oh shit, it sounds cool. So it's kind of makes you feel uplifted. You know what I mean?
yes, yes.
Yeah,
As you were talking, I was thinking because we have this spirit in us, and so it connect. So
yeah,
when
yeah.
we engage in all these things, the spirit in us knows what resonates.
Yeah. And that's the beautiful thing about spirit too. And it's just like when you're playing like your crystal singing bowl, or if you're dancing, or if you're just cooking too. It's just like, our mind is powerful too, but sometimes you could get in our own way too, to where we just overthink things. But when we just like go with the flow and just really letting spirit just taking over, it could be the most awesome and magical thing ever. It's kind of like you can't put it in words, but when you're just like allowing spirit or the universe, wherever how you identify with your spiritual practice too, it's just like if you're cooking something, if you're cooking something vegan stuff, or if you're cooking barbecue, or if you're tarot cards, or if you're just dancing to belly dancing, twerking. I'm going to all kind of extremes too, and even with certain instruments also, from a guitar to a singing bowl, you just allow the spirit to just flow through you. That's just, it's beautiful. Like even Michael Jackson said this too. It's kind of like, he writes his own music too, but he just like the way that magic comes too, just with the spirit. And it just like, when he's in that kind of like flow state, when he's just spirit's taking over, some magical stuff happens. That's how you get all those legendary moments with him moonwalking and everything else. So it's kind of like, that's like how his moves are so spontaneous, but he practiced it at the same time for business wise for his career. But what he says too in his interviews back way before I was born, it was just like, he lets God and spirit just flow through him, and it's just magical. So,
Oh, I never think of that. Yeah, you're right. So do you like cooking?
oh, heck yeah. I mean, my family's a full of cooks. So my mom, God bless her soul, she was a cook too. She taught me how to cook some certain stuff, from breakfast to pasta. That's how I learned to make smoothies too. So a lot of
Ah,
my techniques came from her. So thank God, God bless my mom, for, giving me the knowledge. And she still does too, the knowledge to cook too. And it's just like my grandparents, my mom's parents were cooks too. They had a restaurant in the 70s. My dad, from Virginia, because his family's from Virginia, were a bunch of cooks too. So even if they're from the military, and they're cooks too, so it's like I grew up in a family of cooks, and it was just all around me when I was a kid. So from just, oh my gosh, from catfish, my grandpa made some catfish too that'll melt in your mouth instantly because he had a business with that too in the 70s. And my mom showed me where the spot was in Santa Ana where my grandpa had his catfish business in the 70s. And I was like, whoa, that is dope. Okay. And it was just like, even with other stuff too, because we like even in my family, I'll just share a little bit about it too, not to put it all out there. We all have our specialty when it comes to cooking. So, like my cousins now too, they can make some mean desserts. My other cousin makes some deviled eggs. I can make some mean smoothies. My sister could. She's like my mom, so she can make some mac and cheese. She knows how to bake. My dad knows how to barbecue, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I'm just a family of cooks. I love cooking. That's like dear to me too.
Because you mentioned cooking couple of
Yes.
times, so I figure you have to enjoy cooking.
I love cooking. Heck, I even made some new batch of smoothies today too. So
Ah,
it's like, I put like watermelon juice because I use like natural stuff like when it comes to the smoothies. And what it was a funny story of how I started making smoothies. It was just like my mom used to make them for us all the time, and I had this really strange like feeling like I should just make them for my like I should make them for now and for the family. So I said to my mom, like, hey, like, why don't you make me make the smoothies? I had a cool idea. So I put all this stuff together with the ice and natural stuff and blended for like at least 5 to 6 minutes. And then like I gave it to my mom and my dad's like drunk it right away. And it's like, oh my gosh, your son knows how to make smoothies better than you. And she got offended, but in the way she was laughing, I was like, okay, yes, I found my niche. So it's kind of like I discovered my technique, my niche when it comes to like cooking.
ah,
I was like, because my mom used to make it too, and she taught me, and I kind of like, she kind of passed the she, in like, ironically passed the mantle to me because I know how to make them more often, and I over the years I made it for her when she was here. Like, are you gonna make some smoothies today on her birthday,
yeah,
Christmas, everything else too? So yeah,
yeah. She taught you, and you develop the art.
yeah, I mean, my mom taught me a lot of things too,
Yeah,
especially when it comes to how to treat people and everything else too. So it was a beautiful thing. So I
yeah.
still am learning from my mom too.
So,
So
what's your favorite tool, activity, card sounding?
oh, what's your favorite tool activity? Oh, that's a good question, Lise. Oh my gosh. And I think we're an hour in, so I'll answer this question too, and then we'll probably wrap it up because I know he's in under an hour, but I'll definitely answer this one too. If anyone else wants to answer this also, that's cool too. So with me, oh my gosh, I'll just share this too. When I'm like live streaming too, like even if we're not talking about cards, I always have them with me too. So I love using Oracle cards if it's like for Marvel, because this is one of my favorite decks now, or with these healing affirmation cards too. I always have my cards in hand also, just when it comes to if I'm a guest on someone's channel, or if someone's a guest on my channel too. I always have cards in hand just in case someone wants to ask questions if I want to throw a card for them or two too. Also, so and also um, I don't have my truth. When it comes to my singing bowl, also I use that also just when it comes to like people want to like a sound bath, a quick one, or anything else too. And with yoga also, I mean, what I just love to practice it too, like when it comes to making videos or just teaching a class, or even if it's just all the above too. So it's kind of like my own personal practice or teaching it or making content when it comes to yoga also. And but also lately too, I've been using these cards like no one's business, because I have cards that from Marvel to the spicy ones too. So it's kind of like I got people like to laugh, they like to feel uplifted too. So that's my
So,
favorite tools.
so would you try the cards on me?
You mean with the sound bowl?
Reading? No, no, with the reading.
Oh, with the reading with the cards. Oh, you want a card?
Yes,
Oh, okay. Which deck you want me to use? This one or the Marvel
yes.
one? Oh, this one.
Ah, You can try both of them. They look
Okay,
interesting.
yeah, I could do both. I mean, shoot. I mean,
Well, this is a tradition I can't break. At almost every life, I find myself asking for card reading.
oh, it's okay. Yeah, no problem. I mean, if anyone else wants a card for today, also, I mean, feel free to post your question. I'll give you a few questions. So it's like if I'll do you first, Gertrude, since you asked. But if anyone else wants a card too, I use both of my decks. So that's like I always have these cards in hand because people like to ask for a card today and they want one. That's cool too.
Well, you have a very cool way of reading cards.
Thank you.
More
Friend of
slow.
mine too said the same thing when it comes to
Yeah,
oracle cards. So it's like Sonia said it, my friend Kathleen said it, Ron said it. So it's like, oh, you're good with oracle cards. But I always do the same thing with tarot. So I mix my tarot and my oracle cards together. So I
yeah.
always do some interesting readings. For sure. I'll definitely pull some cards for you. I'll use this thick deck first though. So all right. Gertrude. Card messages for her today. So if anyone else wants a card too, feel free to post your question. And hello to Nana Banana. Good to see you also. So it's all good. I'm glad that you're here too. So I understand if you have to pick up your daughter too. So family always comes first too. So it's all good. All right. Gertrude.
You know, this sentence just come into my mind. You are a dear soul.
Oh, thank you.
I think that's a message from the spirit. It just comes into my mind
Mm.
without any effort on my part.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. So are you too. So it's kind of like, I'm not saying it just to talk out of the side of my neck, but you're a sweet person also, Gertrude. Very, creative. So you're just a sweet person. And same goes to Lisa and all you guys too in the chat
Ah,
room also. Oh yeah, Yana Binana, you learned to read Oracle first. Still think it's more accurate than. Oh, I mean, different stroke for different folks, because the people that I got into were very into tarot, which is cool. I mean, tarot is very specific and in your face, but with Oracle cards too, is they're very in your face also, but in the ways that helps you feel more uplifted too. So like some oracle cards can be really deeper than tarot cards, depending on who makes the cards. Also, but that's just me saying that too. So, thank you, Lise, and you're always welcome to be a guest on my channel. Lise, just hit me up, and we could set something up too if you want to do a one-on-one or with anyone else also. So, all right. So I pulled one card for you, Gertrude. I'm going to pull one from this Marvel Oracle deck too. So let's see,
by
Gertrude.
the way, after
Mhm.
you did the reading on me, I went and bought the elemental card.
Oh, nice. Cool. How'd you like it?
Oh, they're beautiful.
Sweet. Cool,
Yeah.
cool. That's cool. That's a beautiful deck. One of my favorites. That's cool. Oh, nice. Okay. You got some cool cards here, Gertrude. All right. So I'm going to share these two cards for you, Gertrude. And you got two powerful oracle messages for today,
Ah,
too. So the first one that you have, too, I'm going to put myself on the big screen so you could see it. So there you go. Oh, wait. But there we go. So the first card that you have, Gertrude, for today is all about evolution. So letting your knowledge become your understanding. So anything that you want to learn when it comes to your own spiritual practice, it could be from sound healing, from yoga to meditation, just letting your evolution be your understanding also when it comes to this powerful affirmation card too from the Art of Intention healing cards. These are created, by Alina Brower and Erica Jago. They went to the Burning Man kind of concert too, and they did some awesome healing cards too that has some beautiful affirmations to it also. So
yeah.
letting your knowledge become your understanding is a beautiful way for you to just continue to learn and grow in your own way, basically. And with the second message that I have for you also, is from Thor. So kind of looks like Chris Hemsworth here too with a hammer. And if you're a fan of him also, but with Thor too. And he's just like when it comes to knowing your sense of self worth, this is like a beautiful message for you, Gertrude. It's just you really staying true to who you are and knowing your sense of self worth, especially when it comes to evolution. Also, I was going to put these two cards, side by side together too.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like letting your knowledge become your understanding, just continues to evolve in your own way, and just really knowing your sense of self too when it comes to this message from Thor, Chris Helmsworth basically too. So it's kind of like the god of thunder too with Thor, and you probably heard these stories over the years how he's just like he has a way of just has that sense of self worth when it comes to about himself, and especially with the hammer that he has too with Mjolnir. So it's kind of like just knowing that you are worthy of stuff too when it comes to your own spiritual journey with your abilities, with your talents, and just really knowing that you are worthy to finding that sense of self worth for yourself too when it comes to that. And just like when it comes to the card before too, when it comes to evolution, just really let your knowledge become your understanding and just really embracing that, just truly evolve in your own way and just really continue to learn and grow in your own right. So I
Yeah.
hope that, really was helpful for you, Gertrude.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah.
Cool, cool. So you got Thor. That's a good one. Thor
Yeah.
is a badass character too, and he's strong as hell. So he fought the Hulk, knocked him out, and all that stuff too. So other than that, if you saw Thor: Love and Thunder, you guys know what I'm talking about. So, hey, knowing your sense of worth, basically, when it comes
Yes. Yes.
to
Yes. The message are really there. I've been trying to, uh, like learn things, and then I put it in videos as I learn it. Things that like breath, breath work. So I get really interested into it,
Mhm.
and knowing I struggled with that for a long time. Now I'm getting into it, knowing my own worth, my self worth.
Yeah, it's a powerful thing you could do to knowing your sense of self worth because
Yeah,
that really helps you to just, love yourself even more. So it's kind of like Thor just came out really strong for you too. It's kind of like knowing your sense of self worth, knowing that you are worthy, like you're holding Mjolnir, or like Captain America did too in Avengers Endgame. So always
yeah,
know your sense of self worth, just holding that hammer high. Good stuff. Good stuff. So hopefully those messages were helpful for you, Gertrude.
oh, very,
Yeah, so
yeah,
evolution and Thor. So that's good stuff. Cool
yes,
message here.
yes.
And Mildred, happy birthday to you also. And I'll definitely pull a card for you too. So, oh my gosh, your birthday's tomorrow on the solar eclipse. Okay, happy birthday, Mildred.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll pull a card for you. Yeah, of course. Happy birthday, Mildred. So you'll probably be my last person. Everyone else is there too. So cool. Happy birthday, Mildred. I'll pull up two cards for you actually. So let's see. Shuffle. You can hear a lot of card shuffling. So here we go. All right, Mildred. Mildred. You hold the power. That's right, Lise. Exactly. hmm Good there. Good stuff there. Okay, Mildred. Oh, you're welcome, Mildred. Thank you. So, Mildred. Oh, nice. Okay. All right. What messages do we have with the Marvel Universe for Mildred? What do we have? Let's see what we have for her. Mildred. So that's a good one. Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. I always talk a lot too when I do readings, so I can't help it. but um, Mildred, I want to put myself on the big screen again too. So when it comes to the messages that I have for you for your birthday tomorrow, feel free to comment too if any of these messages resonate with you too. So the first card that I have for you too is all about playfulness. And for your birthday tomorrow too, just when it comes to this message, it's just to really bring some playfulness back in towards yourself too for your special day. So if you feel like you want to just do something fun and creative when it comes to being playful, when it comes to for your birthday, just really bringing that energy in when it comes to this message. And just really having fun on your birthday tomorrow too, especially on our solar eclipse too. That's really dope. So it's kind of like with this message too, Mildred, when it comes to this card here, just really bringing that playfulness back towards you for yourself when it comes to your birthday tomorrow too. Just really having fun on your special day, wherever that may be, from dancing, from anything that helps you help you to be more playful too. Just embrace that too for your special day tomorrow, and just really knowing what you want to do also when it comes to this message from Doctor Strange. So another powerful Marvel powerhouse here too when it comes to Doctor Strange. Just really knowing what your intentions are too when it comes to your birthday tomorrow. So just when it comes to these two cards together, Mildred, when it comes to playfulness and Doctor Strange, and that's those are really cool wicked messages. Just like when it comes to this one, Mildred, when it comes to it's Doctor Strange, just really knowing what your intentions are too when it comes to your birthday tomorrow. Too, if you have any plans that you want to do for it tomorrow, also when it comes to celebrating your special day too, especially on a solar eclipse. Also, just really know what your intentions are. Just really keep that in mind and really just holding that into heart. Also, when it comes to your intentions for tomorrow, for your special day, and just really holding that into your heart the best way that you can also. So when it comes to playfulness, just really having fun on your special day tomorrow, Mildred, and just really knowing what your intentions are too when it comes to these two, um, with Doctor Strange. And feel free to comment if any of these two messages resonate for your birthday today too. So that's pretty much what I have for you, with these two messages, and hope they resonate and were very helpful. So, yes. And hello, Michelle. Good to see you. What's up, Michelle? Good to see you. Mm. Oh, did you say something good?
Oh, no, no.
Oh, okay, cool, cool. Gotcha. So, Mildred, hopefully those two cards for that pulled for you, for your birthday tomorrow were very helpful. So, I'll share these, show them one more time for you. So, when it comes to playfulness, just really being open to having fun on your birthday tomorrow. When it comes to being playful, when it comes to, expressing your creativity, having fun, wherever that may be, just go for it too when it comes to your birthday. And just really knowing what your intentions are too with Doctor Strange. Just really knowing what your intentions are for your birthday and just really holding that into your heart also. So hopefully that was helpful too. And she says, I definitely have been. Cool. Gotcha. Awesome. Good stuff. Glad these messages were helpful for you, Mildred. So good stuff. Good stuff. Awesome. Awesome. Anytime, my friend. Thank you. And happy birthday to you also. So,
Yeah, happy
yeah,
birthday.
yeah. And I just want to say hi to, where is she at? Du-du-du-du-du. What's up, Michelle? Good to see you. Hopefully, you and your sister are doing well also. So, I know you're busy making money and doing your own things. So, thank you for being here also. And I was gonna about to wrap it up here because we're in the hour
Yeah.
in. I don't want to make it a marathon live stream. So, you know, it's all good too. So, I'm sorry you didn't get a notification too. That's weird. So I'm sorry about that, my friend. Yeah, but it's good to see you though here and there. And I'll tell you, Michelle and Lisa, she walks in beauty. When those two are here together, I can't stop laughing. So when it comes to Michelle and she walks in beauty, those
Yeah.
two will make you laugh like no one's business. I mean, I can't when they're here and they're just cutting loose. I can't stop laughing. So Michelle, you know what I'm talking about when it comes to that. And much love to you also. And what's up, Joji? Good to see you. What's up? What's up?
Yeah,
So,
Misty likes my background.
oh yeah, your background's beautiful. So, love
Yes,
it.
my favorite. I have several, but this is my favorite.
Cool. Hey, Misty, good to see you too. I haven't seen you much lately. Hopefully, you're doing good also. So, thank you for being here, Misty. and everyone who is here
Ah,
live
George.
also. So before we wrap things up, you want to share anything to anyone, Gertrude, if you want to share about your channel
Ah,
or anything else?
yes. So Ivana and I, we have something on Thursday,
Yeah.
um, 7 p.m. Eastern time, and it's just chat with us, and then we read cards. So whatever anyone wants to talk about, we'll just chat. And then I have a live by myself on Friday. What happened was the last time I saw Rahasha through channel by Diane's Tarot, he said, I look forward to being with you in a few days' time. And he says, if you like something like if you like to do more, I am always available. Well, this ET is very polite. He doesn't ask. He always suggests. So, so I started doing the live on Friday. I did it twice already. So I thought I'll do it on Friday. So those two, and then on the 31st, I have a live with Deb. Deb, Purple Elephant will be on my channel.
Oh,
Yeah,
Deb H. Shout out to her.
yes, Deb page. So what about you? What's coming up for you?
Just more after hour shows, just on Fridays and Saturdays, and I'm actually going to a party at my friend's house at 3 p.m. But if I'm still there, I'm gonna hop on to Ron's channel too, because we're all gonna dress up for Halloween. So I'm gonna wear my vampire gear too. And Michelle, I saw you with that comment, so I'll definitely wear my protection, vampire gear and everything else. So I'll definitely wrap it up and wear my protection gear too. And just like what comes up for me, I'm just doing more. Oh my gosh, there's a glare there too. Hold on. Ah, there we go. So sorry about that. When it comes to that, I'm just doing more after hours shows, and just posting more short videos and everything else. So I'm still learning and making more content. I'm still in the creative mode, but on my channel too with this one, I'm doing more Friday and Saturday after hours shows. So if you guys like to
Oh
cut
yeah.
loose, have fun, talk about how your day was, if you guys want to laugh or share some stuff too on Fridays, feel free to drop by at 8 p.m. Pacific time. Or if you guys ever want to just talk about relationships, if you're single, if you're dating someone, if you're in a serious relationship, feel free to drop by at 8 p.m. for the Tantric Lounge after hours. So if you guys want to have an open discussion about relationships and everything else and have a good time learning at the same time, feel free to drop by on Saturdays at 8 p.m. So, and here goes my dogs. They're barking. So,
Yeah.
yes. Yes, and Lisa says that was divine innovation. Yes. Oh my god. I'm telling you, see something with Lisa and Michelle, I can't go wrong. I saw them laughing. So, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So, oh my gosh. Thank you for that divine intervention, universe. And it's just like that light shining down. And when Michelle says to wrap it up, protect myself, and the light just shine through. So, I'll definitely take note of that, Lisa. Oh my gosh. Like, you guys are just, I can't. And Joji says, I'm there. Hey, that's beautiful. Having a relationship
Yeah.
with yourself, that's the most important thing you could do. So definitely. And she says, that was spirit making sure, yeah, I got the memo all right. So, I can't. Oh my gosh. Oh man. That was great. Oh, so Gertrude and everyone else in here too, thank you guys for being here too. And
Yeah.
again,
Thank
Gertrude,
you.
thank you for being here too. So,
Yeah. Thank you for me
oh
being.
yeah, you're welcome. And I want to give a shout out to Tara Rena for,
Yeah.
yeah, Tara. So I want to say hi to her. I'm sorry that you popped in late too. So it's always good to see you also, and didn't want to forget you also. So it's always good to see you too, and thank you for the love to us also too, and especially for those who are popping in live right now and watching the replay too. Thank you for being here watching this live stream. And if you guys want to support Gertrude also, because she has a wonderful channel also, feel free to subscribe to her. Also, my lovely friend here too, Gertrude. So her channel is pinned in the chat right now too. So if you guys want to check her out, her channel and her content, feel free to do so too. So, and if you guys ever want to reach out to me too on social media, if you guys want to, check out my Linktree also, just to keep in touch with me also, feel free to check it out below too. And also, before I go, also, I'm going to post my email here too. So if you guys ever want to, collab with me on my channel, if you ever want to have to talk about certain things when it comes to self-care, shadow work, creativity, cooking, or it could be from working, you name it too, video games. So if you guys ever want to collab on my channel too, if you want me to be on your channel, feel free to hit me up on Herc at my email, herc213@gmail.com. And
Oh, so what happened here?
sorry about that.
Funny thought.
With that being said, oh my gosh, I'm so silly. Now I gotta wrap it up too because I'm all over the place. So, if that being said, thank you guys for being here too. Yes, laugh
Yeah.
it up. It's yeah, that happened. That happened. So,
Yeah.
which
Oh, thank you for subscribing, Nana Bidana.
cool, awesome. Gotta subscribe it too.
I
Yes,
I
yes.
think I have that look on my face, like, oh, what do I do now?
Oh my gosh. No, it was an accident, Michelle. It was an accident. So I think that spirit told me to wrap it up. So
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Yes, he popped out, Ron. Yes. With your marathon stream. So that's probably payback too. So anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, AJ has exited the chat. So
Okay.
mhm. Yes, yes. Thank you for that, Tara. You like the beautiful rainbow colors in the background too. So thank
Yes.
you for that. It's cool. Appreciate that. And again, if you guys ever want to check out Gertrude's channel, also my lovely friend here too, feel free to check out her channel that's linked in the chat right now. And for those who are watching the replay, feel free to check her out in the description below too. And also give this live stream a like too if you guys like this live stream, you want to share it with your friends and everything else too. So that really helps support my channel too. But also, for those who want to subscribe to me and to Gertrude, also that really helps also. So with that being said, yes, Nisha, I was like, that was an accident though. So that was not on purpose. But
Okay.
my
Yeah.
hand has its own mind too. So I don't know. So with that being said, I'll let you guys go. You guys have a beautiful rest of your day too, and may we continue
Yeah.
to practice self-care that can benefit us, our loved ones, and our environment. I'm looking forward to connecting with you guys again on only on my channel, but on Gertrude's or anyone else too who's promoting beautiful messages also. So I'll see you guys around. Peace. Oh, we see you guys around later on. So I'm sorry. Ugh, I'm all over the place. So, anyways, bye guys. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.